Loved me Kenny Lofton, but he just got himself, I guess you would say, not going to be in the league necessarily, or not the league, but with the Grizzlies, because the Grizzlies had to make a roster cut because they signed Bismack Biyombo. So once John Morant was suspended, a roster spot was created because he was put on the suspended list. They signed Bismack Biyombo to like a $5 million deal. With Ja coming back, to put Ja back on the activated roster, they had to either waive somebody or trade someone. We heard that John Conchar and Jake LaRavia were being shopped around. The guy who had like the smallest cap hit was Mr. Kenny Lofton, so they have decided to cut Kenny Lofton. So the Memphis Grizzlies, according to DeMichael Cole of the Memphis Commercial Appeal, the Grizzlies had a roster crunch with John Morant set to be activated from the suspension list in the coming days. He has one game left to serve of his 25-game suspension. After Monday's game, Morant will be able to return to the Grizzlies' active roster. At that point, Memphis had to make a roster move, and it appears that they're waiving second-year forward Kenny Lofton Jr. to make room for Morant. Lofton's contract was fully guaranteed, but it was only $1.7 million in dead money on the Grizzlies cap sheet. Morant will be moved from the suspended list to the active roster, and they had to waive this because they signed Bismack Biyombo when that open roster spot was created, and Biyombo has become an integral part of Taylor Jenkins' rotation, including starting several games for the team. In part of 2 seasons, Kenny Lofton played in 39 NBA games. He also appeared in 32 G League games for the Memphis Hustle. And if you guys want to hear Kenneth Lofton's stats through 39 NBA games, he was a guy that, also, people forget that his dad was a professional baseball player. So if you guys want to know that, but in 39 games in 7 minutes a night, he averaged 4 points, 48.5% from the field, 33% from three, just under 2 rebounds and assists a night. And in the G, he was actually an actual dog in the G. This year, he played only 2 games, averaging 24 points and 11.5 rebounds. Last year, he played 29 games, averaging 22 points, 11 rebounds, 3.5 assists, with just under a block a game and 1.5 steals, shooting 54% from the field and 28% from three. Now, what you're getting with Kenneth Lofton, obviously, we all know that he's a big boy. And, like, look, I love me some Kenny, okay? Kenny, I get him. I'm all for him. It's just that he's kind of what you're getting with him is he's an undersized big who's gonna, best case scenario, he's like a modern day version of PJ Tucker with more skill. But it's just a very select window it's a very niche skill, and he needs to just be in better shape. But he has a place in this league, and he's shown it. So let me know your opinion. Where do you think he's gonna land?